Good evening, everybody. I wanted to do this little video before I went to bed tonight. Oh goodness, it's midnight, y'all. But anyway, I wanted to get this in, and it's just another little short video on acidity. I had a few conversations, not this week, but last week, with some people who were asking me questions about apple cider vinegar and lemon juice and some of the other uh, good things that we consume that happen to be acidic. If you test them with a pH strip, they would be below the 7.365 that I tell you is the normal pH for healthy blood. And so I wanted to address that issue because a lot of people, if you've done any kind of research in holistic health, you know that apple cider vinegar is highly recommended for people, especially those with high blood pressure and those who are suffering with various vascular issues and that kind of thing. And we all know that lemon juice, is a natural antibiotic, and it's been really good in, helping with phlegm and mucus in the body, thinning those things out and whatnot, and helping with infection. So, how is it that if I'm telling you to, eliminate or to stay away from acid, how is it that we would be encouraging you to use products or to use supplements that are acidic? Well, it's how these things are metabolized in your body that makes the difference. For example, when you drink apple cider vinegar or you take apple cider vinegar, I'm not talking about turning a whole bottle up to your head now. That would be crazy. But when you take a little apple cider vinegar, which is a naturally fermented vinegar from apples, when you take that, what that does inside your body, when it gets inside your body, it actually becomes alkaline because of the minerals and the nutrients that are in it. Okay? So it's actually very nourishing to your body, although outside of your body, if you test it with a pH strip, it's acidic. The but the components that are in the apple cider vinegar, when they go inside the body, they actually help the body to, break down bad cholesterol and to regulate your blood pressure and a number of other things. I'm not going to go into every single solitary benefit of apple cider vinegar, but I just want you to know that apple cider vinegar is very good for you. You'd have to drink a lot. I'm talking about a lot of apple cider vinegar, undiluted by water, in order to actually hurt yourself or to cause your body to become acidic. Because once this vinegar is inside the body, it's actually quite good for you. Same thing with lemons and limes and citrus fruits in general, strawberries and those kinds of things. Yeah, if you tested those things outside the body, they're acidic. But once they're inside the body, first of all, they're live food. And then secondly, the body metabolizes them in such a way that they actually make the minerals in those foods actually make the body alkaline. So, yes, on one hand, if you test them outside the body, they would be acidic. But because of the mineral content and the nutrient content of these foods, they actually are good for your body and help to actually alkali and nourish your body in amazing ways. So I hope I've answered the questions that have been posed to me about apple cider vinegar and lemon and lime juice. Lime juice in particular is very alkaline. Um, and then, of course, the citrus fruits. And so everything in moderation. I mean, you sit here and eat a whole bag of oranges, you can expect to have some acid indigestion or something like that. Okay? That's just going to happen because you have no business sitting down eating a whole bag of oranges. But, if you have an occasional orange and an occasional glass of water with lime, glass of water with lemon, taking a little apple cider vinegar, particularly if you know you've been bad, been eating that fat bag, and some of those other things you have no business eating, apple cider vinegar is your friend. So for those of you who had to have that barbecue sandwich, apple cider vinegar is your friend. So I hope I cleared that up. Now the second part of this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what happens. I want to reiterate this because I think I put this in a video sometime back, but I want to reiterate to you what actually happens when your body cannot filter out or cannot get rid of excess acid. Because this is a follow-up to the soda video that I posted last week. I'm trying to brainwash you into walking past the soda aisle in the grocery store, okay? And the reason I'm trying to do that is because soda, unlike lemon juice, lime juice, apple cider vinegar, is 100,000 times more acidic than your blood, which means as soon as you consume a soda, your blood immediately goes acidic, which means once that happens, that your red blood cells immediately become positively charged and they start sticking together and forming very dangerous blood conditions for you that could eventually lead to clots, which could eventually lead to strokes or heart attacks. So that's the danger in drinking a soda. Now, once you've, and it's not just soda, but energy drinks, Red Bulls, Full Throttle, Monster drinks, all of those things are extremely acidic. They all have phosphoric acid in them. Say it with me, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is far more dangerous than the caffeine in your Coca-Cola. Okay? The phosphoric acid is what breaks down your teeth, your bones. It's what strips your bones, teeth, and muscles of vital minerals that actually constitute your body and hold your body together. And that phosphoric acid makes the red blood cells in your bloodstream positively charged, which forms blood clots. So that's the danger of drinking sodas and energy drinks and other carbonated beverages that are fortified with phosphoric acid. Okay? So I hope that you understand the danger. So also what happens is when you consume a lot of acidic foods or beverages, your body becomes overloaded with acid. And when you become overloaded with acid, generally the first thing that happens with you is you have extreme fatigue. You could end up with joint pain, muscle pain, all kinds of pain when your body becomes overly acidic. But the next thing that happens, besides you having a lot of pain and fatigue, meaning you're tired, feeling worn out, is when we have too much acid and our body can't get rid of it, it stores. In some people, not in all people, but in a lot of people, when your body is overly acidic, that extra acid is taken out of the bloodstream and stored in fat cells. As a matter of fact, more fat cells are produced to store that acid so that it will be held away from the vital organs of your body. Okay? Your body is in constant mode of trying to protect you from craziness that you put in your body. And so when you go and you drink a lot of soda, or you eat a lot of acid producing foods like a lot of meat that has a lot of uric acid and that kind of stuff in it, what your body does is your body will start to store that acid that it couldn't urinate out, sweat out, defecate out, it couldn't get out in its normal way. It'll store that acid, and it stores it first of all in fat cells. Now, some people have more propensity for that acid to store itself in cysts or tumors. So if you're not a person who has an increase in fat cells when you consume an acidic beverage, you may be an individual who develops cysts or fibroid tumors or different kinds of growths throughout your body that are basically just collections of toxins that have taken over cells, and they just kind of they really coalesce and they gather together inside this tissue, and we call it a tumor, we call it a cyst. And so that's another way that acid and other toxins like acid are stored in the body in the form of cysts or tumors. And then the final way that your body deals with excess acid is to actually form these crystals in the bloodstream that actually travel through the body, and they may eventually lodge themselves in your joints. And these crystals, if you look at them under a microscope, they look like little knives or little cockaburros. Those who are here from the country like us, you know what a cockaburro is. You walk through a field, you might get some stuck on your sock, and they look like a little porcupine, and they'll stick you like a porcupine. But that's what acid looks like under a microscope if it's in your blood. And so when those crystals or those acid crystals travel and they lodge in, say, a joint, we call that gout. Okay, particularly if it's a joint in your fingers, a joint in your toes, we call that gout. Generally, if it happens in the elbows or elbows or the knees, we'll call that just flat old Uncle Arthur, arthritis, or in the shoulders, bursitis, or whatever. But basically, acid is looking for somewhere to go to get out of the bloodstream. And so one of the final frontiers is to store it, is to collect itself into these little crystals, and they have these sharp edges. They look kind of like how the edges of a diamond would be. And so you have those sharp edges that come in contact with nerve endings. And then that's when the pain and the swelling and all that. And so your body's rushing water there to try to cool that area, to try to get the pressure off of those nerves that those little crystals are causing the nerves. So to try to like create a buffer. But in the meantime, what it is you have this swelling that happens in your fingers or in your wrists, your elbows, your knees, ankles, or whatever, because your body's trying to protect you from the acid. So what's the answer? Good old water. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for months now. If you are not drinking alkaline water, you're doing yourself a great injustice. And if you have listened to 1, 2, or 3 of my videos and you still drinking sodas, you're asking for it. You are asking to be fat. You are asking to have tumors or cysts. Or you are asking to have arthritis or gout. Simple as that. And quite honestly, if you stay at it long enough, you're asking for cancer. Because cancer cells thrive in an acid environment. They thrive in a low oxygen environment. And they actually thrive in an environment where your red blood cells are compromised, where you can't get nutrients around the body to cause the body to function normally. When the body starts to malfunction, when your liver's not functioning properly, your colon's not functioning properly, because you can't get the nutrients to the various tissues so that they can function properly, you're creating what's called an auto-intoxicated environment where toxins in your body begin to wash your cells. Your cells begin to wash in poisons or wash in toxins and acid. And so cancer loves that. Cancer loves that kind of environment. And so you're just making a sweet little home for cancer to come in and set up house and take over your body and cause your hair to fall out and cause you to lose massive amounts of weight and cause your family to grieve. And then the next thing that you know, you're off the face of the earth. And so I know it's a bit harsh, but I'm in the funeral business. And I've seen enough people on my embalming table to know what I'm talking about. So I pray that you'll take this seriously. And the next time you decide to turn a Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, or anything else up to your face, particularly a Diet Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, or anything like that up to your face, that you'll remember this video. I pray that you will. And I pray that you'll value your health enough to know that that's not good for you, and that you'll find yourself going to the Walmart or to the Lowe's and getting yourself a pure water filter to put on your tap, or a Brita pitcher to put in your refrigerator so that you can purify your water from your tap if you don't want to go out and buy water. And so that you will go and get yourself some pink Himalayan salt so that you can actually fortify yourself with minerals and that you will find yourself a good multivitamin, multi-mineral, or that you will actually take the time to patronize businesses that are in the industry of detoxification. My dear friend Diane Chapman just opened a new business, a new beginning health and wellness center, and she'll be happy to show you what's in your blood. She's a certified microscopist, and she can actually show you samples of your own blood and show you the acid that is floating around in it, show you the bacteria and the fungi that are floating around in it, and let you know the protocols that you need to use to clean up your blood. Life and death, sisters and brothers, is in the blood. If you can get the blood right, you can get your life right. It's as simple as that. If you want to be young and vibrant and healthy, you got to fix the blood. If you fix the blood, you fix the body because the blood feeds the body. And so I'm begging you, I'm asking you, I know I'm working against my own self-interest. I'm a funeral director. There's no reason that I should be on this video tonight trying to tell you to stay healthy and stay alive. Right? But the God in me loves the God in you, and I love you enough to tell you the truth so that you can be here to see your children and your grandchildren and your great-grands, if you have any, grow up and be healthy, beautiful people. And so that you can teach them the way so that they don't have to suffer needlessly. Okay? Soda is not a natural beverage for the human body. It is not. You cannot go into the Garden of Eden and find a Coca-Cola hanging from a tree. You won't find it. Okay? And yeah, we all consume a lot of things that we know are processed and fabricated and this kind of thing. Yeah, we do that. But when you know better, you're supposed to what? Do better. And so I'm asking you to take your life, take your health seriously and get this acid situation under control before it takes control of you. And yeah, if you're already sick, it's not too late. Turn it around. If you're sitting here, you already had a heart attack or a stroke, or you already suffering from cancer, and somebody has the audacity to bring you a Coca-Cola, a Pepsi-Cola, or some kind of soda on a tray in your hospital room, you rebuke that devil in the name of Jesus. That's an uninformed individual who is going to ultimately kill you. You've got to take this thing seriously. Seriously. Those things are too acidic for your blood. And they are certainly too acidic if you're already sick. You're already sick. You may as well turn a box of poison up to your head. Just stop the madness. Stop the madness. And please share this video with individuals who are consuming 4 or 5 sodas a day. They're going to kill themselves. And chances are they won't be insured. And you'll end up having to help pay for a funeral. Okay? So let's try to get them better so they can maybe get insured and you won't have an issue. That's a little selfish on my part. But you know what? I'm going to give y'all some real talk. We have got to start taking responsibility, not only for our health, but for our financial well-being as well. Now, that's a whole nother story, and I'm not going to go into that tonight. But we have got to get it together, people. We've got to get it together. And it's not going to happen by osmosis. We've got to make some hard decisions. We can ensure everything else but us. Okay? We can take care of everything else. You're going to make sure your car gets an oil change. You're going to make sure your filters in your house are changed. You're going to do all kinds of stuff and leave the body to chance. It makes no sense. So, what are we going to do now that we know better? That's right. We're going to do better. And you're going to make sure that you share this video with friends and family who are hooked on sodas. Thank you and good night.